Okay, what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Eva Montalbano. I'm originally from Massachusetts. Lived in New Orleans since 1970.
Oh, long time.
Yeah.
So, were you here during Katrina?
Yes, I was.
And what would you like to say about that?
Well, we got lots of water.
Yeah. Monday afternoon.
We live just down the road down here.
Okay.
And
this was one of the first levees to breach, is that correct?
I'm not sure.
Or in this area? I can actually check that.
It seemed that the water just came from every direction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and my late husband and I were here. And came downstairs to have breakfast. The power went out.
Yeah.
The wind had pretty much abated.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden my husband says, "Where's the water coming from?"
There's water, right.
And I said, "Well, maybe the toilet was overflowing." And then all of a sudden the water just
Rushed
coming in
everywhere.
everything.
So you had to evacuate then, right?
We didn't evacuate until Thursday after the storm.
Thursday.
We have a 2-story townhome.
Oh, okay.
And so we were just sitting on top of the stairs saying, "Please stop, please stop."
With whatever provisions you had for the storm, right?
We were running through the water downstairs, throwing stuff up the stairs that we could, utilize.
So, how long were you gone from the city?
We came back in late October of '05.
Oh, that was pretty early. You came back pretty soon.
Yeah.
That's good. Were you able to live in your house at that point, or
no? No, we came down with my daughter and son-in-law because we ended up in North Carolina, where they lived, and then we all drove down together and emptied the house, the whole downstairs out, and rescued the important stuff.
Right, because it had to be gutted.
Oh, yeah. My son-in-law's an ex-Marine. He wrestled that refrigerator out, and he went.
Even the refrigerator made an ex-Marine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what would you like to talk to people outside of the region about your life and your neighborhood? What's going on here today for you?
My neighborhood is coming along quite well.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Okay.
It's a neighborhood with an association.
Okay.
And the first people to come back really, really worked on contacting people who were scattered all over. And so it's coming back. I would say it's maybe a third back. Now all the residents, all the homeowners, not all of them have come back. They've sold and moved elsewhere.
Okay.
But those of us who are bound and determined to stay, and then the new people who are coming in, seem very strongly motivated.
Yeah, very determined to not let the storm take everything away from them. It took too much away already.
What was unusual about our complex is so many people that have finally come in said, "We didn't even know this complex was here because of all the gorgeous trees we had. After the storm, we lost between 90 and 100 trees. So now it's much more visible to the street. But people love the neighborhood."
Yeah, well, I'm very happy that your neighborhood's coming back. But what about New Orleans East? Is that
it's in sections? It's coming back.
That's what I read in the Times-Picayune, that there are signs of life out here.
The Vietnamese community is awesome.
Okay.
Absolutely awesome. I used to live in that neighborhood years ago when I first came here, and they're just coming. They are just so determined.
Yeah.
And so family oriented.
That's one of the keys that they have to in survival. They have to stick together to survive.
And see, I have no family here.
So it's harder for you.
It is harder for me, but yet I've got the greatest neighbors in the world. We come back.
That's your family.
We come back on a trip. Oh, you can use my electricity, or you can use my water. Until we got. And now I'm paying back.
Yeah.
Or paying forward.
Yeah. Paying forward. That's a very good phrase.
Yeah.
So what else would you like people to know about New Orleans today? Outside the region. What's the future here? It's going to come back, right? It's not going to be a Disney.
It's not going to be the same, and it's not going to come back fast.
It's not going to come back fast.
People are constantly clamoring, why isn't more being done? Why isn't more being done? Well, a lot of people are waiting for government.
Okay.
Whereas there's a lot of people, myself included, says, excuse my French, well, no, I'll do it nicely. To heck with the government, let's do what we can with what we have.
Right.
Which is what we have done. Unfortunately, I got set behind because of my husband's illnesses.
Yeah.
And he just passed away in March.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And I count him as a Katrina victim, even though it's 2 years, almost, a year and a half or so later that he passed away. Just the strain and the stress.
He wouldn't have been as sick without the storm, right?
Probably
the
not.
The storm made him sicker in his other illnesses.
Yeah, he had 2-month-old scars on his legs when we got out. We climbed. If you look down the road farther, there's a trestle. We climbed over that trestle
to get out.
And he and myself and a 78-year-old neighbor, and we got to the other side of the trestle, and no one was there when a pickup truck stopped, stolen. And they were good Samaritans. They asked us where we were going, and we said to UNO. And that's one craw, or one thing that I have stuck in my craw, is that none of the media has ever said anything about the hundreds of people who made their way to UNO and then were evacuated out of there.
Okay.
I have talked to journalists and media, and they all go, we don't know why. But there wasn't the sensationalism that was going on at the Dome and at the Convention Center.
Or the ugliness of, actually, it was a very ugly situation, but I think it was a big ratings winner, frankly. I think that the whole thing sold well on TV.
And there were so many people over there, and we got there.
So you're upset because UNO was pretty much just as bad a situation with people.
We got there on Thursday. There had already been hundreds of people there for days before that, and but I didn't notice. We had one little incident where someone got a little
freaked out.
Yeah.
A little stressed out.
Yeah. And other than that, I mean, the people were well behaved. My heroes are the workers, the actual workers at UNO.
Yeah. Who stayed?
They stayed. They kept everybody organized, fed. The military came in and, of course, dropped MREs and water. But believe it or not, I have yet to eat an MRE.